And we are live again. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Stock Markets with Bruce, your afternoon version. 1 hour before the close and 1 hour after the close. Let's see what's going to happen here today. It is March 31st. It is the end of the first quarter, the end of the month, and we are into the last hour of trading. What will happen with the indices, what will happen with certain stocks? We're going to watch to see what kind of action, volatility, what's going to go on here. It'll be I think it'll be interesting to watch this. We'll see. Sure hope it isn't a nothing burger. I don't think it will be. Thank you for being here. A Dow is up 11.8 points, so it's eked out a gain. It was higher about an hour or so ago, but it's given up not a lot of ground. It hasn't had much of a range today. But it's still up 13 points at the moment. The S&P 500 is up 30 points, and the NASDAQ up 253. So NASDAQ has been the leader all day. It's up almost 2%. A solid up move on the day. FANG stocks have been the winners for sure. And we'll see what's going on. GameStop down $1.66 at $192.80. And only in the last 15, 20 minutes has it actually backed off. It was around 195, 196 for about 20, 30 minutes, just ahead of up on the day by a buck or so. But now it's just eased off a tad, but $1.55 downside on a 192.91 stock. Not much. Volume light, barely 7 million shares. So far, quiet. Now, this last hour, we'll see if anything comes of this. AMC down 14 cents to 10.21. Been down all day practically. It may have had a brief moment of positive movement, but it's been basically underwater all day. A 10.05 for the low. Right now, 10.21 is the current price on AMC, down 14 cents. Volume 24 million. That is nothing. That's a nothing burger. Very quiet today. Vector Acquisitions up 31 cents. That's the high of the day, 11.71. That's strengthening all afternoon. The NavSite Holdings up 3 cents at $10, a little better. IPOE, the social capital, this is going to become SoFi, up all day, up 49 cents to $16.99, just around $17. Gore's Holdings up 73 cents to $13.75, looking really good. VGAC, Virgin Acquisition, down 1 penny to 10.14. Been pretty flat here. Starboard Value, SVAC, up a nickel to 9.94. That's been up just a little all day long. Fortress Value started even and slowly falling, down 11 cents at the moment to 9.97. It was in the 10.05, 10.10, 10.15 neighborhood yesterday. Vanik Vectors, the computer chip manufacturing, that ETF, Vanik Vectors Semiconductor Fund, up $7.64 at $244. And the reason it's up is because the big infrastructure program that Biden wants to introduce to everybody, the $2 trillion, that's $200 billion a year over 10 years, has, I think, a $300 million chunk in there for this chip shortage situation. There's federal dollars available depending on the circumstances, and I think the market really likes the prospect of Washington backing and encouragement to get the computer chip issue resolved, especially for the U.S. So that ETF is up nicely, almost 3% gain. Home Depot up $2. Was flat this morning. It's now up $2, 306.80. IBM down only 93 cents. It's been negative all day, but it's been down maybe $2, now down 92 cents. The Dow up 24 points right at this moment. Microsoft up 668, taking a shot right now. Just in the last few minutes, took a bit of a run here. It was at 234.35, and it's now 238.80. Taking a real nice run. Not sure exactly what is going on. There's a headline here: Microsoft wins U.S. Army contract for augmented reality of some kind. So something's going on there. It's a $21.9 billion contract, good for over 10 years. They will deliver to the U.S. Army over 120,000 devices based on its HoloLens augmented reality headset. The deal, which could be worth as much as $21.8 billion over 10 years, follows a contract Microsoft received to build prototype headsets for the U.S. Army. The contract comes a year and a half after Microsoft won a cloud contract from the Pentagon that could be worth up to $10 billion. So all of a sudden, Microsoft is becoming a serious defense contractor. They certainly didn't start out that way when they first were created. Interesting how this company is pivoting. The Pentagon announced that Microsoft has won a contract to build more than 120,000 custom HoloLens augmented reality headsets for the U.S. Army, and it shows Microsoft can generate meaningful revenue from a futuristic product resulting from years of research beyond core areas such as operating systems and productivity software. It follows a $480 million contract Microsoft received to give the Army prototypes of the Integrated Visual Augmented System, or IVAS, in 2018. The new deal will involve providing production versions. We'll see what's going on. The standard issue HoloLens, which costs $3,500, enables people to see holograms overlaid over their actual environments and interact using hand and voice gestures. An IVAS prototype that an CNBC reporter tried out in 2019 displayed a map and a compass and had thermal imaging to reveal people in the dark. The system could also show the aim for a weapon. So a killing weapon is what this is. Of course, what isn't? It's for the Army. What do you want? Anyway, interesting. So the stock right now for Microsoft up 646 to 238.31, and shareholders are richer. Apple is up $2.83 today to 122.73. Tesla is up 33.90 a share at 669.52. That's the high of the day for Tesla. So there's a good day happening there. Bed Bath & Beyond, which has had a good week this week, $29.40 right now is the price of the stock. The shares are in that 28 range last week or so, and that was kind of their low. They have been in the low 30s, though, in the last few weeks, so they're kind of jumping around. BlackBerry, bad day today, $8.44, down 90 cents, $8.44. In the last month, the stock was as high as 12 something, now $8.44. So BlackBerry not having a good time, not looking good at this moment at all. Cruise lines, Royal Caribbean up $1 to 86.35. Norwegian is up 45 cents to 27.65, and Carnival is down 4 cents, 26.61. Carnival was down all day and has now been fighting it back, coming back all day long to bring back its get back to the even line. It did touch 26.77, so about 16 cents higher than where we are now, but it's just down 4 cents with a low today of 25.91. So the range is not that much, but cruise lines are not doing a heck of a lot at this point. There you have it. Those are some of the main stocks that we're following here. GameStop 193 down $1.46. No big whoop at this point. We're going to see how the last hour comes together for this market, and we'll see what the what these indices are going to do. The ETFs, the hedge funds, the index funds, pension funds, mutual funds. There could be a bunch of positioning going on. Most likely in the last 30 minutes here, as it gets closer and closer, the Dow up 28, which means we're going to be pretty flat here. S&P, up 30 points. That's almost 3/4 of a percentage point for the S&P, and then a 2% gain on Nasdaq. That is the winning area for sure. Let me just double check something again. I mentioned Microsoft up 6, Apple up 280. Those are two of the FANGs right there. Then other FANG stocks. Let me double check here. Amazon up $50 to 31.06. That's having a good day. Facebook up $7.80 at $295. So that's a good gain, over 2% today. And just see Google, which is Alphabet Inc., up $24 to $2,079. That's what we're showing. Netflix up $11.70 a share, up to $5.25. Okay, interesting how they're all ahead. All the FANG stocks are and have been all day ahead of it. The GameStop now 193.51, down 95 cents. So this is a flatline moment at this second in time for GameStop. There's not much moving, although I will say the shares have not moved much at all. They've been in this one low of 187 briefly this morning. I mean, just briefly. But really, GameStop has been pretty well between 190 and 195 almost all day long, with a few blips over that, but not by much. And what can I say? That's what I'm showing on the big boards right now. Thank you, Dan Gerhardt. Is SVAC $10 call for May 21 a good idea for 15 cents? Love you, Bruce. May 21, it's close, because I don't know if by then the deal will be done. If you could get into a June or a July, I would recommend you do that. And if you can pick off a cheap call, maybe an $11 call for July or something like that, anywhere in this neighborhood. I mean, this is cheap. This is not a lot of money. I mean, obviously buying a couple of calls here at 15 cents premium per share. It's what are we talking about? $15 a contract? Pick up 10 for $150. You got 1,000 shares of the stock. It goes to $15. Hello, you got a $500 contract times 10 contracts. You got $5,000. Not a bad return, is it? If you can go longer out though, to maybe June or July, you will definitely be a shareholder. You will definitely be an option holder of the converted company, and they will have made announcements. And if you can get the contract for under a quarter, that's a cheap buy. I mean, yes, absolutely. Yeah. For not a lot of money, yeah, that could be a nice risk. If this was a dollar contract, like a dollar premium, I would say no way. But 15 cents or 25 cents for a little further up, go a dollar higher, something like that. Check it out. Look into it. Maybe there's something like that. That is. I'm surprised that the premiums are so low. I really am surprised. But then again, being so close, because SVAC, this is the end of March, all of April, and the timing, it's tight. Uncomfortable. But 15 cents a share. How bad can that be? So there you go. Your call. It's your call. 192, 97, 193 on GameStop right now. What we're showing. All of these specs, obviously, looking at like a Vector acquisition at 1167. If you can pick off a $12 contract or a $13 contract, good for July or August, and it's a cheap cost to get. Under 50 cents a share or less, substantially, that would be even better. Navsite Holdings, it's the stock's at $10. Can you buy a $10 or $11 call? Good for 3 months from now. You'll be riding it right through the merger. Social Capital, the IPOE, it's a $17 stock, so you're looking at maybe an 18 or a 19 or a $20 contract. But I would recommend that one you go further out. Go to like September or October. Give yourself a lot more time. It'll probably cost you more, so you want to buy the time to hold that contract and perhaps enjoy some upside there. Who else do we got here? We've got, where am I? Here we go. Okay, Gores Holdings at $13.70 share, $15 contract. If you can get out to July, August, and not have to pay too high a price, that could be a way to control 100 shares or 2 contracts is 200 shares, 3 is 300. Depends how much money you want to risk on this. You can lose everything, though. You can lose it all if the shares don't go over your strike price. However, I like the odds of having a $14 or a $15 call contract on Gores Holdings. It's up 67 cents today. The deal isn't finished. That's a good sign. If these shares went to $20 and you've got a $15 call, you're $5 in the money. If you still have a month to go, by the time that happens, and you may still have $1 a contract premium, so you might have a $6 contract. Can you get it for a buck and a half? I don't know what these prices are. You'll have to look yourself. VGAC, $10.15 a share. There's got to be some cheap contracts out there for July and August, I would think. And then the Starboard value for sure, $9.93 on the stock. There's got to be some cheap 10s, 11s, or 12s. And then Fortress Value, same thing, $9.98 a share, 10, 11s, and 12s. There might be some affordable contracts out there. And that way you can leverage up. Hopefully the shares will give you a few dollars, and you'll enjoy a lovely little return on your investment. There's going to be no lack. There will be no lack of news coming out of these companies. These companies will be very active with press releases, and I expect that they will be very eager to promote what they're up to and what's happening now. They're now going to become publicly traded companies. This is a brand new thing for these guys. they're going to want to let the world know what they're up to and watch what happens. So very good. Let's see what happens here. Thank you, everybody, for being here and catching up with me. I appreciate it. Nice. That was a good question. That was a very good question. Thank you. 192.43 on GameStop right now. Let's go here. What else is being talked about here? Here we go. The bankers are catching on to Hertz, but they won't win, someone saying. Let's see here. Stock markets to Bruce. Sent you data on the 55 million deep in the money calls on GameStop. Do you have any comments on this? Jeff, thank you for that. I got to say, it is amazing to me how many deep in the money or out of the money calls and puts are being written on GameStop. It's truly amazing how many are being done. I wonder, Jeff, if 55 million, in the monies, are we talking about 55 million shares represented or 55 million contracts? I don't think you're talking contracts. You got to be talking shares, which would be what, 550,000 contracts, right? Representing 55 million shares times 100 shares per contract. That is a substantial number. That would be a huge issue for whomever wrote them. If whoever wrote those calls if they don't have the stock to back up those contracts being in the money calls, come expiry, and are they expiring tomorrow? Is this what you're telling me? Or next week? I mean, if they're expiring soon and they're deep in the money, these could be exercisable. I mean, they could all be exercisable, but they would be exercised theoretically. And the entity that is short stock will then pass the short problem on to the option market over here. I would be shocked that I would be really surprised. 550,000 calls would be written naked against the stock, but anything is possible. Look, there's only 70 million shares outstanding. No one person owns 55 million. No one person has 55 million shares of GameStop that they can write options against. I mean, Ryan Cohen owns 9 million. He has 9 million shares, and he's the largest single shareholder of the company as far as we know. According to SEC filings, 13 Ds or 13F filings, we don't see anyone with more than any institutions with more than 9 million, 7 million shares each. I mean, there's many of them, and it tallies over 100 plus million shares. I think as high as 160 in some cases, 130, 160 million shares. There is no one entity with that kind of stock unless they have spread their holdings over many, many areas. But again, 50 million, I don't think so. There's no buyer. There's no owner of that many shares of this company. No way. Because that person would have to file with SEC that they are in control block. So no, that can't be. You wonder. I am impressed by that. I'm puzzled by it as well. I mean, look at my face. I'm puzzled. So we'll see what's going on. I don't know. Interesting. Someone's saying here, Chewy is going to double in price. There you go. Well, anything's possible with Chewy. Chewy now just made a profit in their fourth quarter. They just turned a profit for the first time ever for a quarterly report. That was a surprise to the street because the street was not expecting Chewy to have a profit in the fourth quarter, and they did. Their sales were up substantially. I think going forward, we will probably note that Chewy will from now on start reporting profits on a regular basis, because this isn't the company that does seasonal sales. It's pet food, pet supplies. So yeah, at Christmas time you'll buy a little more, perhaps gifts and so on. But if these guys are starting to turn a profit now, they probably got their cost structure set right where they want it. They got their margins up where they want it, and now they're beginning to generate cash. Chewy, look, the stock is up 5.17 a share to 85.55. So this is a 6.5% gain. All day, the stock has been between, let's say, this 85.50 range and about 90. Most of the day in the 88, 87 neighborhood. Hasn't given up much of this gain, a little, but not very much. This is a good sign for this company. This is a very good sign. And this is an excellent indicator of what's to come for you folks that are into the GameStop shares. Chewy will lead the way to profitability, followed by GameStop, because it's the same man's philosophy running both of these entities. The Cohenization of Chewy from the beginning. PetSmart paid $3.5 billion to buy the private company Chewy from Cohen and his associates for a reason. There's a reason you pay $3.5 billion in cash to a private group, and that's because you believe in the philosophy of the company and the footprint that they've left behind, that they're moving on, and they have continued this exact game plan. They have not changed Chewy's ways all that much. So the Cohen philosophy of how Chewy was run is still in effect today, and it's working. This is coming to GameStop. This is absolutely coming to GameStop because he's there and he's hiring people from Chewy. How obvious do you need this? He's stealing Chewy employees to come on over to GameStop. Hello? Do I have to say anything else? $191 on the stock is what I have to say. Down $3.13 a share on GameStop shares. So yeah, we'll watch for that. We'll see how the two do. If Chewy continues to rise in value over the next few weeks, and a bunch of analysts start to recommend Chewy to investors with price targets of 85, 95, 100, 120 a share, these kinds of price targets, that should sound an alarm bell right at your nightstand on GameStop, because it won't take long for the same analysts who are recommending Chewy to theoretically recognize the fact that GameStop is doing the same thing that Chewy did, but just in the gaming area. And it's not much of a stretch to imagine, well, this guy, Mr. Cohen, and the same people that created the successful Chewy formula are doing it here with GameStop. How much of a reach are we talking about here? And so if the thinking is that Chewy could have a market cap from a market cap estimation from analysts to the 60 billion, 70 billion neighborhood, then think about GameStop. If it ever gets predicted that it could have a $70 billion market cap, divide that by the 70 million shares outstanding, you got $1,000 a share company. So GameStop is trading at 19 cents on the dollar right now, 191. 19 cents on the dollar is where GameStop's trading at versus what it could become because of what Chewy is already becoming and will become. So it's kind of easy sometimes. I mean, I don't know why it's that hard for the street to not get it. I don't know. I don't know why New York doesn't get it. Anyway, there you have it. Interesting, folks. That's where we're at. Thank you all. Also, thank you to friend of this channel. Thank you to Scott Combin. Scott, thank you again for your daily donation to my channel. You're truly an amazing guy. I appreciate this very much. All the best to you in London, and I hope you have good weather and a pleasant weekend coming up. Thank you again for your support of this channel. I appreciate it very much. Yes, Jeff, thank you, Jeff Smith, for this email that you sent me. I'm just looking at it right now, showing me how deep in the money contracts are right now for GameStop. And the calls, there are $12 calls, gazillions of them. Active option strikes for GameStop. And it's most interesting that between approximately $5 a share, or actually $7 a share, up to $19 a share, there are a zillion contracts that are long out there. It's quite something. I'm not sure what the exercise dates on these are because this is a chart that's just a screenshot, so I can't be any more specific than that. But it looks very interesting, sir. No question about that. We'll follow this, of course, going forward. 190 on GameStop now. This is nearer the low than the high. Volume is still only light, however, at only 7.4 million shares. But we are getting a sell wave into GameStop right now, and this is asking the proverbial question that I've been asking all week and last week. What's going to happen with the GameStop shares on the last day of the quarter, which is Wednesday, March 31st? That's today, in the last hour of the day. We're in the last hour of the day. We're now into the 36 minutes to go mark on GameStop, and we're at 190.20 right now. And the selling that's coming in on GameStop is not polite, pardon me, excuse me, I just want to move out of the way, here's some stock. No, the kind of selling we're getting here is at the market, I want out selling. And that's telling me we're getting sellers hitting the bids. I think there's a bunch of buying at 190 trying to step in there and pick off whatever they want to give them. I don't know if this will be much of a battle. I don't know how desperate the sellers are versus the buyers, how powerful they are, but we're at 190.08, 190.11, 190.21. We're right all around this 190 range, 190.02. It looks like it's going to go through it like butter. We'll see 191 all of a sudden. It just popped 190 trade. We went through the 190 level, but it couldn't break 190. Now it's popped back to 191. Here we are back and forth watching this little war going on. Is the volume picking up very much? 7.5 million I show now on total volume on GameStop. 191.13, 191.27, 191.26. There is a battle here going on for supremacy. Who has more money, the buyers or the sellers? And how many shares are we dealing with here? How many are we going to be dealing with? 7.53 million now. We're not getting millions of shares trading hands here yet, or will we? I do not know. The Dow is up 27 points, S&P up 29, NASDAQ up 262, over 2% gain on the NASDAQ. 191.16 on GameStop with 34 minutes to go. And we'll watch to see what it wants to do here. It did touch the 190 range-ish, like 190.02 maybe, but it didn't break it. Didn't break the 190 barrier a moment or two ago. We're now at 191.27 on the stock right now. Interesting little saw off there. Over at the AMC, 1027, 1028, up down 8 cents. It seems to be coming on a little bit here. AMC was in that 10, 15, 17 range. Now it's in this 1028 range, down 8 cents on the stock, 25 million traded. Not much, but it is trying to get back to the even line. GameStop 191.22, 191.40, down 306 range, down 324, depending on which quote is the most accurate. We're jumping about here a little bit, and we'll see what we get. 7.5 million. I think we just had a little more come through. 7.5 million traded. 191.07 looks like it's coming down again, and now back up to 28. So it's jumping. There are bargain hunters coming in, or there's a wall of buying sitting here, and the wall of selling, or the tsunami wave has run into a bit of a wall here. Is this just a temporary reprieve before one side or the other absolutely breaks this out, or are we just going to have a standoff here and not go anywhere? 191.49. And now 191.43. This is very interesting to watch this pattern. 191.56, 191.61 coming on again. Still 7.55 million traded. We are not getting a massive volume here, which I'm surprised. In a way, I'm surprised to not see more activity on the number of shares trading hands. Perhaps the sellers really are running out of bullets and can't really find that much stock to sell, or they thought if they came in at the end of the day with 200,000, 400,000, 600,000 shares, that would be enough to break it a bit. So far, not really, but 5.66 million now going through. 191.56, 191.15. We're seeing 50-cent jumps from time to time. Then we see penny jumps, dimes, 15 cents per trade, back and forth. It's jumping about here. 191.15, 191.17. We'll see if it breaks through 190. If they have enough selling power to break the 190 bid, will there be much resistance down to the 185 level? And even at that level, which is kind of the low of the day, 187.11 was the low of the day. Will that be a wall? 191 even right now on the stock. 191 even. They have Whoever's selling has knocked the 191 price out, 190.81. So whoever's selling has broken through the 191 barrier again. And now we're going to see if it goes lower. 190.57 is the trading price right at the moment. Now it's 78, not 190.78. Hope you don't mind the play-by-play, but this is what I see going on here. There's a little activity here, definitely jumping about up and down, 190.80 at the moment is what I see happening here. Where will it end at the end of the day? What will the volume be? Or is this just some jockeying going on here? I really do not know. And we'll see what's going on here. Jeff Smith says the due diligence on Reddit shows that the last time there was this high of volume, 55 million on deep in the money calls, it was followed by a massive short day. Interesting. 190.52 right now at 7.58 million. There is not a lot coming in here. It's not even 100,000. It's just, this is small potatoes. 190.80. Is what I've got. So not much happening on the volume side. What's going on? What is going to go on today? We're watching. Let's go here. Comparable. Chewy, by the way, GameStop sells more every year than Chewy does. Check. Got the RCA team. Check. Everybody, 19 million shareholders are not selling. Initiate launch sequence. Check. Wowzer. Here we go with GameStop. 191.29 again, over 129. Pack up over 191 again. We're at 191.29, over $191 a share again. Interesting how that is popping back and forth. All right. Let's see. Can they have a margin call in the last hour? Anytime you can have margin calls. But if you haven't had one all day, you're probably not getting one now because this stock hasn't moved enough to create any buzz or worries, unless there's something I don't know about. We'll see. Interesting, guys. Interesting what's going on here. 191.12 right now. Not really backing off. Will it come through? Will buying come in to now run it? If the sellers took their shot at trying to get to 190 and down below, and they couldn't knock it off at 190, does that mean there could be a wave of buying coming in to now just run it over 200 between now and the close? We're 28 minutes away from that close. I don't know. The Dow is up 36 points. That's improving. S&P is up 30. NASDAQ up 263, up 2%. That's steady there. 191.04 now on GameStop. Here we go again. We're coming at that 191 level again. We'll see what's going on. Let's see. Small buys are coming in. A tinfoil active hat, 191.20. I don't know. Volume now is 7.6 million. This is not heavy volume. It's just not massive at all. I mean, if we were now at 10 million and had 3 million trade in the last 15 minutes, that would be a tell. But we don't have that kind of volume coming through here. 191.27. Maybe buyers are just saying, I'll just buy whatever you want to give me. You want to come at me with 1 million shares? I'm here. You want to come at with me with 5,000 shares? I'm here. But I'm not showing my hand, but I'll take whatever you got. That could be the philosophy of the buyers in this 190.91 neighborhood. The sellers could be they're just testing the buyers. They're just touching just to see what kind of strength there is. Who's it buying? How much do they want? Sizing up the field, figuring out what's behind 190, if there's any support back there, and then amassing a massive order in the last 10 minutes. Is that going to happen? I don't know. Are there mutual funds out there trying to buy this stock? Are there any index funds that are retail index funds looking to buy this paper? Is that the bid? Is that what's happening? Is there a big buyer between 190 and 91 that is an ETF or an index fund that is just trying to acquire whatever they want to give them to rebalance their portfolio? Will they get more aggressive on the buy side if they don't get what they want between now and, say, 15 minutes from now? I don't know. We're now at 192.14. I'll tell you that much I do know. So there's a lot of questions being asked here. A lot of speculation. The Dow down is now up 21. Just gave up 10 points. S&P up 27, gave up a few points, and the NASDAQ is up 250, lost a little bit of ground there, just a couple of points, like 10, 15 points in the last few minutes. This is to be expected in the last 20 minutes of the market, and we're just about into the last 20 minutes now. 191.43 on GameStop again, back under 192. Volume on GameStop now is 7.6 million, nothing big. If there's a buyer that needs 3 or 4 million shares, they're not getting the stock. It's not coming at them. But the stock is down 282 on the day. So this is not aggressive buying. This seems to me to be defensive buying. I think we have buyers here who are willing to take paper, but they'll back up a little bit to get it as long as the sellers are willing to come down to them, because the buyers are not turning the tables on the sellers and just gobbling up every offer they can find. That's not happening. It's really buyers being hit. Their bids are getting hit by sellers, and they're accepting the paper as it's coming at them. That seems to be the pattern right now, down 265 or 285 on the stock. AMC, 1024, down 11 cents. Still very quiet on AMC. Not much to get excited about right now. 191.46 on GameStop, down an even $3 on the day. As we are coming into the last sessions here, last few minutes, down up 20 on the Dow, up 20. So that's given up about 10, 15 points on the Dow the last 10 minutes. S&P up 28 and NASDAQ 254 on the upside. GameStop 191.34, under 192, but it doesn't look to me like it's going under 191 even. And then 190, there's probably a bit of buying there. But again, a massive sell order, a 500,000 share sell order coming in, might take it out, might not. Depends on how deep the pockets are of these buyers. Volume 7.64 million. We have not got fine. The sellers are not showing up with a bunch of paper. That's an absolute for sure. They are not showing up with a bunch of paper. That's interesting. But the day isn't over. It is now 36 minutes after the hour. We have 24 minutes to go in the day, and we're watching to see what kind of activity we get in the last 26 minutes for this end of the first quarter. But there isn't much happening. An AMC down 12 cents to 10.23. Vector Acquisitions up 29 cents. Navsite holding up a nickel. IPOE up 57. Gores Holdings up 74. Solid day. On the big markets right now, VanEck Vector's up 7.44. Home Depot up $1.79. IBM down $1.05. Dow Jones up only 7 points now. The Dow is slipping. Microsoft up 540, Apple up 267, Tesla up $33 a share. On other stocks, FANGs, Amazon up 42.50, Cisco up 18 cents. Nothing going on there. What do we got here? Google up $20, Netflix up $9.66. And where's our friend Facebook right now? They were having a good day today. Facebook. Where's Facebook, Bruce? I don't know. Looking for Facebook, FB. Oh, there it is. It's up 693. And so it's hanging right in there. GameStop, 190.98. They broke the 191 barrier. 191 barrier has been broken. Trading at 190.98. TV, please discuss mechanics of Treasury bond market, repo market. Citadel's rumored to be shorting. Can't give you much info there. There's a lot of rumors going on about what's happening over there, but I'm not sure what that means in the big picture. They are doing a lot of stuff, but I can't break it down as to what it actually means yet. 190.80 on GameStop, down 366 a share. AMC down 15 cents to 10.20. The Dow is now negative 12 points, so it's lost 42 points in about 10 minutes. On the Dow, S&P up 25. NASDAQ up 249, but the Dow has backed off a bit. GameStop 190.66 is what it's showing. Volume now on GameStop 7.67 million. It's a couple of 100,000, 300,000 volume in about 20 minutes. Not a lot. The buyers are just systematically, taking stock, backing up a little bit, but they're not getting hit with a whack of this stuff. 190.70 on the GameStop now is what we're seeing here. And what is this going to mean? What is this going to do? 190.70. Don't know. Treasury bond repo market. That's a big business. A lot of money changes hand there all the time. Very liquid between banks, countries, and everything else. But what is the plan that Citadel has? I'm not sure. Are they unwinding positions? Are they taking on new positions? Don't know. Are they offsetting, hedging other positions? That could be it. I don't know that either. We're at 190.01. We're about to break 190, I think. 190.01. Volume now 7.68 million. According to my phone there, 190.01, 189.99. They have broken the 190 barrier. So now they've got that done. 7.7 million. So that took about 100,000. Now let's see if more selling comes in and how aggressively, and or the buy side, what buy orders are sitting here waiting to buy up stock. 189.98 was a trade I saw a few moments ago. 190.09 I'm showing on my phone at the moment. So there's a bit of jumping around going on here. The Dow now down 30 points. It was up 30. It's now down 30. That's a 60-point swing in about 20 minutes. And the Dow is approaching its low of the day, but that's, again, only a 30-point drop for the low of the day. So there's nothing going on in the Dow here. S&P up 24, NASDAQ up 245 points. NASDAQ was up 260, 265. Now it's up 245. 190.26 on GameStop. It just snapped back over 190 again. The selling did not come in. There wasn't selling behind it. There wasn't any kind of a heavy seller dropping stock behind this. I found interesting. Shannon, thank you, Shannon, for becoming a member of the channel. I just noticed you were here, and I'm glad you've joined all of us. And Yvonne, thank you. Your thoughts about SNDL, Sundial. I have no thoughts on the cannabis stocks. I just that is a crapshoot all the way. No matter who goes public, who allows it, who legalizes the product, you are still guessing which of these companies will have any effect, any upside whatsoever. And I don't know about this one over any of the others. In Canada, it was a complete crapshoot. Everyone thought a year before cannabis was legalized in Canada that it would be just a field day. Every company in the business would make a fortune, and 90% of them did not. They had to merge, and they had to survive by merging together to get larger and become more, not be so regionalized. And there has not been the big payoff in the cannabis business that a lot of investors thought there would be. In the States, I'm saying the same thing. I don't know if there is going to be a major payoff when it's all said and done, because in the end, it's going to be such a heavily regulated market. And the taxation is so dominant in the cannabis space that it's absolutely true that the private dealers have not been driven out of business because governments are too greedy. And that's the issue. People can walk into a store in certain states in the U.S. and buy recreational cannabis, no problem. But these same people could call, their buddy so-and-so and say, hey, what are you selling that stuff for? And they're cheaper. And they deliver in some cases, or they will meet you at a very convenient location. I don't know. I'm not in that business, so I don't know. That hurts these public companies. These public companies are up against the illegal market, and the government wants their cut. And the government could be the difference between making a profit or not making a profit based on the volumes you're allowed to sell, which they also control. So I don't know how good this is. Anyway, there it is. What can I say? The docs I read on Hertz say they're still expecting to go through bankruptcy. I think there's a shill trying to divert the crowd into a bad deal. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, I'm not following Hertz, and I'm not recommending anyone pick up anything like Hertz at all. Marijuana was shipped over to centralized growing, then packaged, all shipped all over the country. We'll see. I lucked out of my cannabis positions. Trump threatened to ban cannabis holders. I sold my positions. It goes legal. Stocks tank. It's crazy. 190.86 on GameStop. We have 17 minutes to go. 191.32. We've got the Dow down 27 points. We have S&P up 23. NASDAQ up 248. The Dow is pretty well at the low of the day, in that neighborhood right now. GameStop at 191.32. Volume on GameStop now is 7.8 million. This is light volume. AMC at 10.18, down 17 cents. Nothing much happening there. And over on the Microsoft front, up 515. It peaked out at 6 something and now it's backing off a tad. Apple is up 268. Not much happening on Apple. Tesla up $33, 668 right now at about its high of the day, right around the high of the day for Tesla. Amazon up $44, not at its high, but not near its low. And Facebook up 686, holding a very steady gain all day long today. Google up 1950, off of its highs, though. It was higher 3 hours ago than it is right now. So not much to get excited about there. 190.84 on GameStop. Volume 7.8 million. Very, very light day. And if there were any sellers who were going to take a shot at GameStop, they managed to get it from about the 196 level about 2 hours ago down to the 191 level. They've only dropped it $5 all day, but there's no stock coming in to knock it down. There's no serious seller showing up here to try to knock this stock off its perch. It's just not happening. We're at 190.71, down $3.75 a share. So GameStop is pretty solid today. Gotta say, the Dow's down 31.8, so it's off 61 points from its earlier position about an hour ago. But that's still a 30-point drop, a 32-point drop on the Dow. I mean, so what? It's no big deal. We're down to 15 minutes to go. Will there be more positioning through the last 15 minutes? Will we see some very interesting block trading? What kind of window dressing are we going to watch for? CNBC is talking about voter problems in Georgia. That's their whole story. They've gone political today. They're not covering stock. 190.85 on GameStop right now. Volume is 7.8 million. That's all I got. The Dow down 39, so now it's down 70 from its high. Still nothing serious, and it doesn't look like we've got a vicious close coming here, or a major up run or a down run. It looks very anemic at this point, with about 13 minutes left in the day. JC, I just jumped into GameStop at 190, and I just spent a quarter of my earnings to tell you I love this YouTube channel. Keep it up, Bruce. Thank you, JC. Thank you for that, and all of you who've been sending kind words to Jen and I. We do very much appreciate it. No question about it. Let's see. And dumb question, but when is a point on things like the Dow and NASDAQ dollars? But what is the point of watching indices? Well, if you're looking at the index like the Dow 30 or the NASDAQ or the S&P, you're getting a sense of the overall market mood and condition. And this just gives us a picture of what the whole market is thinking about, because this business is the art of buying and selling items between people. That's every trade. There's no machine here that is buying stock for its own use or selling stock. It's people buying stock, either for their employer, for their mutual fund, or for the hedge fund they work for. This is human emotion inside all of this activity. And when the markets, the indexes go up, that is an indication of a better mood and optimism of the entire market for better days. If it's down, similar thing on the other way around. And so we watch these indices to see what the overall market is doing, and then we zero in on the stocks that we follow just to see what the market is doing as a whole. Sometimes, like with GameStop, I have talked to you folks about your GameStop going up $30 a share when the Dow is down 600 points. It just makes no sense. Dow is plummeting, GameStop is surging. That can happen, but it can also be, the same. And so we need to see just what is the mood of the market coming into the last 10 minutes of the day. And it's rather quiet, except for NASDAQ, up almost 2%. It's been a good day on the NASDAQ, which indicates to me, I can see why there's all these green arrows on all these NASDAQ listings. 191 on GameStop, down 346. The GameStop is just not getting hammered at all by any orchestrated seller. Volume 7.86 million. There has been very little paper coming in to hit the market. 191.43 now on GameStop. Is the seller done? Did a seller sell to adjust a portfolio position and they're finished now? Buyers are realizing if you want this stock, you better start jumping up to get it. All of a sudden, we're getting offers being hit instead of the bids getting hit. Is that the momentum swing we're getting right now? 191.65 on GameStop with 10, 11 minutes left to go in the day. T-Lane, Cav has a question for you. His super chats aren't working. Where's Cav? Cav, where are you, buddy? Come on, buddy. Cav. Wizard Owl, totally fair. I don't know where Cav is. Keep an eye open for Cav. Wally's World, Michael. I've got steam rolling off my keyboard, but I just need to keep it calm and cool until the real bomb goes off. Okay, let's see here. Last 3 minutes, Stonk is saying, I'm not sure, maybe a lot of activity in the last 3 minutes he's thinking about. Let's go. 191.26. Not much happening here. 191.57. The Dow down 26 points. Nothing much on the big board. More buying now, says Ona. Volume now is 7.8 million. Not much to get excited about there yet at this point. Let's see. Tim, do you recommend all the SPACs, or what are the success factors you're looking for? Well, I've listed 7 of them that I like for a lot of reasons, but a couple of big ones. I like the businesses that are going in. I like how well funded the SPACs were going in, and I like how much money is coming in on top of the deal on the closing of the listing. I like that a lot. So that's looking good. Cav, stock markets with Bruce. My market heat map shows we're all unilaterally having a green day. Is it normal on window dressing days? Does it swing both ways? It can swing both ways, and it can be an up day. It can be a green day for all on a window dressing day. Absolutely. It can also be the other. But right now, except for AMC and GameStop, they're the only ones in the red that I'm watching on my screen here that are doing anything but going up. I mean, there's a few others, like IBM is down $1. The Dow is only down 4 points now. We're about to be green all over the place. StapJ, do hedge funds need to declare their positions, losses, etc., since it's the end of the quarter? Any insights on that? How do I member through YouTube app? How do I become a member? How do you become a member through the YouTube app? To become a member, go to desktop mode on your phone or go to a laptop, and you'll be able to become a member that way. Hedge funds have to declare their positions, stocks that they hold for the end of the month, but they don't have to declare short positions. They do not have to tell you how many shares of GameStop they're short. They only have to tell you how many shares of stock they're long, and they must tell you their option positions, calls and puts. They have to tell you, but they don't have to tell you whether they're writing them. I don't believe they have to tell that. 192.17, 191.95. This stock is inching away from the 191 level, 190 level. It barely just touched 189 something for a mere few seconds. Now it's approaching 191, 190, 192 range again, coming on a little bit. So there it is. Does the aftermarket count, Bruce, for this month? I would say this. There will be trading in the aftermarket, but the price for the quarter will be the end of the day on New York, and that will be in 7 minutes or less. So in less than 7 minutes, the price on New York will be declared. That's the end price for the first quarter, and now GameStop is showing 192. I'm going to get naked in front of you right now, so I hope you don't mind. Send donations to Jennifer. She'd love it. Anyway, I'm getting a little warm. We're getting a nice warm day out there today. I think we're going to hit 60 today, and we're going to take that. I got to check the hair here. All that hair, I got to make sure it's okay. 192.04 on GameStop. Randy, took your advice the other day, and I got more money for GameStop and SVAC. Look out, most wanted list. They do serve bagels in prison, don't they? Is your photo in the post office? Is that what it is? 192.44, 192.37. We're coming up on GameStop. It's actually rising in the last 7 minutes of the day. Will this be a sustained run, or is this just a little false move? Let's see what's going on. Drew, it's 80 in California. So perfect. Here comes the money. Laugh out loud. Naked Uncle Bruce. Bagel time, dollars here. Bruce, the naked short. They love it. Jim Walsh, thanks, buddy. 60, a warm day. Yeah, we can go golfing on a weather like this. This is golf weather. Shorts and short sleeves. Oh, Canada, this is hot. Get the sunscreen. We're gonna burn out there at 60. You kidding me? Where's the pool? Turn it on. Let's go. Put some water in the pool. Let's jump in. 60 degrees. I mean, come on. 192.25 on GameStop. Volume on the day now, 7.96 million. There's nothing happening here. I was kind of thinking there would be a bit of volume coming in the last of the day here on a number of these issues, but not much. The Dow is down now 8.7 points. It was down 40 5 minutes ago. It has come back. So that's what we're seeing here. Not a lot. Let's see here. Good evening from Holland, Bruce. It's such a slow day. Just silence before the storm or what? Could be. You might be right. I am expecting big news from GameStop. And what is the big news? 8 new directors. I want to know who the directors of this company are going to be. They're not going to reveal it today. I don't think today will be the day, but when they do, there will be a lot of analyzing going on about who is going to join the board of directors of GameStop. From what firms do these people come from? What backgrounds do they have? What kind of connections do they have? There's a lot of news coming, and so this might be the calm before the storm. You might be right. I can't say. Down 24 points, just 24. S&P up 18, NASDAQ only up 199. We're getting a sell wave here in the last 5 minutes. There's a sell wave coming into the big markets. That's why I watch the markets. That's why I watch those indexes. 191.96 on GameStop, now 192.26. So there was a little selling, now a little buying. The Dow down 19, S&P up 19, Dow now down 20, and NASDAQ up 200. I mean, it was a little sell wave, but it didn't last. 192 on GameStop. We watch this closely to see what this is going to do. The end of the first quarter, options expire tomorrow for GameStop. Tomorrow. And right now, a lot of options are in the money, especially way down cheap. 191.82, 192 seems to be the indicated market right now on GameStop. We are coming into the last 3 minutes of the day. They're watching the countdown over here on CNBC. They're talking about the stimulus program that's going to be announced today by the president. That will be an interesting thing to watch. I think it'll be very good for the market overall. We could have a very good day tomorrow in the markets. We could, on the reaction to the stimulus, to the infrastructure program. We'll watch. Baking, 90 degrees in Florida will kill me with that humidity. I'll take a 60-degree day in New England area anytime. Chad, chicken tenders with bagels are delicious. I'm sure they are. And 192.02 is the stock. 2 or so minutes to go in the day here. Watching the last few minutes of the market. The Dow's down 30-odd points. Nothing much happening. So not to be concerned. 191.70 on GameStop as we are coming through the end of the day right now in the last 2 minutes. I'm not selling at 50 or 500. It's just truly a number. I'm not selling it. Drew, let's get those thumbs up for Uncle Bruce. How are we doing? Are any of you guys giving me thumbs up while I'm yapping away here? We got 888, and there are 4,700 people here, and they hate me. Only 897 thumbs ups. I must be making people mad. They're not giving me thumbs ups anymore. It's sad. Maybe I should just pack it in. 191.82 on the stock. That was my Jewish mother impersonation. That's all that is. It's just, I'll just sit here in the dark and knit. I'll be fine I'll knit in the dark. It's okay. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. You have a good time. You go see that movie. Howie, the super sticker, 99 center. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. How about a thumbs up at the same time, Ben? I could use that. Right now we're at 1,400 thumbs ups. I knew that trick would work. I always pull that one out. Says Jessica. Oh my gosh. 190.96 coming into the last minute and a bit here. The market, we're coming in. The window dressing is going on. The Dow's down 30, S&P up 19, NASDAQ up 210. We got whatever window dressing is going on. It's not moving the indexes all that much. So that's what's going on here. Thank you for these thumbs ups. 191.04 right now on the stock. Bruce knows us so well. Weird day, weird volume, weird close, weird host. It's all weird. 190.70, little sell wave at the very, very last of it here. Into the 38-second mark, coming into the very little last of it. Down 20 on the Dow, nothing going on. 190.70 on GameStop. Volume on the day on GameStop, 8.1 million. Nothing, kids. Very quiet. We've got Griff. GameStop is at a negative 36 beta. What does that mean? I never claimed to be a smart man. I'm not sure either. Someone else knows. We have a new member here. Sapchi, thank you for joining us. We just closed at $190 a share on the nose. Somebody got the print at 190 on GameStop. Down 446 for the day. Last trade showing 190 on GameStop. Right now in the aftermarket, 190.99 already popping up the other direction. We'll see what happens now in the next hour for the close. The Dow dropped, was down 69 points, now showing down 58. There was a definite sell wave on some of the Dow 30 stocks, still showing now 75-point drop on the Dow. So there was a definite hit coming in at the end. Sell to close orders probably were coming in. That's what we kind of call those, sell to close. And that hit the market a bit, down 82 on the Dow here as the final trades are being registered through the computers, and the adjustments are being made here by the specialists. That can take a few minutes. S&P up 14 points. That was losing ground. NASDAQ up 201, still hung on to a 1.5% gain, although the NASDAQ had been as high as like 265 on the plus side. GameStop showing 190 for a final trade right now, as far as I can tell you, on New York. Volume 8.1 million. On the aftermarket, 191.23. So it's $1.23 higher on the aftermarket, because whatever pressure was being put on the stock is not there anymore. It's not happening on the aftermarket. It was only happening during market hours, which again, my suspicions were raised and were confirmed that someone was going to try to drop it somewhat, but today's drop is no big deal. I mean, $4.33 drop here. It is 190.13 now is the last trade. 190.13 down 433. This is hardly a problem for GameStop shareholders. I mean, that $4 drop, boring. Right now, 191.55 on the aftermarket. All right. Well, tomorrow is a brand new day, and we will find out what April has in store for this company. I fully expect between now and the middle of the month, we should have the list of the new slate of directors that are up for election by the shareholders in June for GameStop. And I'm curious, really curious, which individuals have been approached and have agreed to serve. This could be a most interesting thing. So we'll watch for that. See what's going on. If you're hearing banging outside, we have a backhoe across the street doing some digging. They're hitting the pavement, breaking the pavement. Probably got some natural gas pipe work or some plumbing work being done across the way. Not going to affect us, from what I know. We're all good here. We've paid our water bill. We're fine. Anyway, guys, there it is. Tomorrow's the last day of the week. Friday, the markets are closed. It's Easter Friday. And I'll be on the air tomorrow. Friday, I will be working, but I don't expect to go live. If I go live, it's because something is happening that I want to talk about, or something's going on, but I don't expect to have to go live on Friday. Friday could be a day that I catch up on some sleep. We'll see what's going on. I will be attempting to address a lot of people's emails and other entities and try to keep that down to a continuous roar. And then Saturday and Sunday, I will be doing my one-on-one visitations with some of you out there, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Chris Castle, question, what does it mean when some suggest humble retail owners of GameStop recall the shares they own before the 21st of June shareholder meetings? What does it suggest? I don't really know. In the old days, and again, that's when I was a brand new broker. Back then, all stocks were actually represented by physical pieces of paper. And if you closed your brokerage account with my firm and you went to another brokerage firm to open an account there, we would normally receive a letter in our system that would say, like in our mail or by courier, we would get a letter saying, please transfer all my shares and available cash positions to brokerage company blah blah blah, account name blah blah blah, account number whatever, sincerely signed by the individual. And what my cage would then do is that they would then gather up the certificates that were represented in this individual's account, cut a check for the amount that was in the account. They would bring me, it would take a few days, but within a few days, I would be brought to my desk this stack of certificates, and my cage manager would say, this is the so-and-so's account that he's transferring to another brokerage house, and I would have to sign the check as branch manager, and my cage guy would have done all the checks on all of the certificates to make sure it all worked out. And then we would send a courier with an envelope off to the brokerage firm in question. Again, they'd go to the branch office here in town, and they would drop this thing off, and the receiving brokers would go over everything, and they would sign for everything, that everything is in order. What we're telling them they're getting, they're saying we got. And then they would deposit that into the client's account over there, and the client would be given a call by the broker. Your account is now here. We're good to trade. Same thing in reverse. That was the old day. That was how you moved stocks. Physically, the certificates actually had to trade. And if you owned 5,000 shares of a stock, then we'd either have a 5,000 share certificate or 5 1,000s or a 2,500 and 500s. We'd have a combination of stock to tally up all the shares that you're transferring over. And that's how it used to be done. But today it's all electronic. So if someone says what you should recall your shares before the vote, that doesn't actually exist. You don't get certificates delivered to you. That doesn't exist anymore. The certificates are now electronic, and they're going to stay that way because of ease of movement and to track where all the shares are. Computers in a nanosecond can figure out how many shares are out there and where they are. I wish I could do that with GameStop for you right now, because that would be kind of handy to see, well, where's all this stuff, including who's short. In any event, so that's not much of a move there. John, thank you for becoming a member of this channel. I appreciate it very much. Now, that was Chris Castle. Chris, did you send me a second question? I know you're going to. I think you are intending to send me another question. I don't know if I see it here anywhere. I'll keep an eye open for it. And we'll kind of go from there. Anyway, 190.13 is the last trade on GameStop officially. 190.69 is right now the last trade on the aftermarket. And so it's 190.84, so it's up 71 cents. Volume on the aftermarket, 10,700. Very quiet, continual trading. It's been a very quiet day today. The Dow lost 85 points. It was up 30 about a half an hour to go, and then it gave up, or maybe up 30 about an hour to go, and then it gave up 115 points overall in the last hour from window dressing moves that were being made by institutions. But that just represents the 30 big industrials. Then S&P dropped from, I think, 35 points to 14 points, still a gain on the day. And NASDAQ was up 265, ended up only up 201. And so good day for NASDAQ, but it had been better. But so there was some selling late in the day. Oil, by the way, down $1.22 to 59.33. It is under pressure. There's a lot of oil around. There's no shortage of oil at all. Okay. The stimulus program, the infrastructure program, they're saying is now $2.3 billion. There's all kinds of guesses as exactly what it is. That's what we're getting. And he's going to announce the plan in Pittsburgh, and exactly why he's picked Pittsburgh, I don't exactly know. But Pittsburgh used to be a steel town. Pittsburgh today is much more different and much more white collar than blue collar. And maybe there may be a lot of potential for chip manufacturing to be done in that region. And Biden wants to fly the colors. I don't know. He wants to spread the word around. He can go wherever he likes. He's the president of the United States. Chris, yes, Bruce. Okay, second question. What effect would it have if lots of individual retail owners decided to recall tally for the public the stocks they own? Okay, again, in the old days, it would mean that certificates would be taken out of brokerage houses and delivered to customers by registered mail, or they would be sent by courier to their offices, wherever they wanted the stock to be sent to. Today, it's all electronic. So if a customer wants their shares to be delivered to another firm, and they have an account at another firm, and the account is a cash account, it might come out of a margin account at this house if there's nothing up, no money owing on the stock, as long as there's a positive cash balance or a flat balance. And then the stock would be transferred electronically to house whatever, into account whatever, and it would be then deposited there. That's all it would mean. It doesn't change anything about the stock, nothing about the trading pattern. There would be no short squeeze, nothing that I can see like that. Wizard Owl, Uncle, can the hedgies keep it at this price point for weeks or months? Could they theoretically do that? Well, if they're prepared to, put up enough capital to literally negate every order by giving them stock, and negate every sell order by selling them stock, and just trying to corner the market within a $3 range, I guess they could. But why would they? What's the point of all that? If you're short a ton of stock, say at $50 a share, you try to keep a limit on this stock to not let it go any higher, and you're hoping that over a week, a month, 6 months from now, people will just get tired of all this and start to sell off. But I don't think so. I don't think that will be the plan. And really, if it can be proven that that is truly being done, that the stock is being boxed, there could be some SEC violations with the stock manipulation coming up. So I don't think they can do that. And there's no incentive to do that anyway. Chris Castle, yes, thanks. Question number 2, what effect would it have? We did that. Chris, thank you, buddy. We got your second one done. Again, I don't think much of an effect at all. I really don't think so. Anyway, understood. Thank you. You're welcome. You betcha. The most beautiful thing that could happen for GameStop shareholders is a squeeze on the shorters and no new stocks being issued. That would mean that the shorters are short stock, and the only way they can get out is if they buy it up on the open market from folks like you who are going to say, I'm not selling down here. You got to give me a lot more than this. And that would get really interesting. It'd get very interesting to see where that ended up going to. Okay. Thank you, all of you, for these very intelligent questions today. You got me going. 190.98 on the GameStop. The final trade on AMC was 10.20. It's now 10.16 on the aftermarket. So no good news there. Final close on Vector Acquisitions VACQ was up 44 cents to 11.84. On the aftermarket, it is 11.75, down 9 cents. That's Vector Acquisition. Then over at Navside Holdings, closed at 10.03, trading now at 10.02. It was up 7 cents on New York, or on the big market today. IPOE up 67 cents to close at 17.17. A late surge of buying came in on that stock at the very end of the day today. But in the aftermarket right now, it's showing $17, down 17 cents. Traded 2.4 million shares today on that IPOE, so it had a good day. Gores Holdings, 13.70 last trade on the exchange, up 68 cents. Right now in the aftermarket, up another nickel, 13.75. Interesting. What else have we got here? Virgin Group Acquisition Corp, VGAC, 10.16 on the final trade of the day. Up 1 penny on the day, and it's now at 10.17, up another penny in the aftermarket. SVAC, Starboard Value Acquisition Group, 9.93 on the market. That's exactly where it is on the aftermarket, up 4 cents on the day. And then Fortress Value closed at 9.98, down a dime. On the big board, it's now 9.97, down 1 penny in the aftermarket. Vanek Ventures, 243.55, and that's right about where it is right now in the aftermarket, up 6.80 a unit. Home Depot, 304.85, up 3 cents on the day. It backed off badly. It had a real shot down. It got as high as 308 earlier in the day, close to 304.85. So it got shot. It got hit with a sell order, probably because of an index fund or a mutual fund realigning their portfolio. They had to sell a block. They dropped it down. So in the aftermarket is actually up $1.07 to 305.92. So it was down at 304.85 on the big board. It's now at 305.92, up $1.07 on the aftermarket. So that didn't last long. IBM closed at 133.26 on the big market, down $1.46, and it's now 133.23, down 3 cents in the aftermarket. Microsoft closed at 235.77. It's now 236.34. It's up 57 more cents on top of the 392 it gained today. Apple up 225 to 122.15. Right now 122.05, down a dime in the aftermarket. Tesla 667.93, up $32 a share, 32.31 to be exact. Now down $1.61 on the aftermarket. So not much happening at this point with all of these stocks. GameStop right now, 190.19, 190.59 is the last trade on it, and it's at 19,300 shares traded. So not a lot to get all that excited and worked up over on the GameStop aftermarket so far. Interesting, guys. Interesting. Let's see here. What else have we got going on here? The worst thing that Cohen could do at GameStop at the moment is to dilute shares. Yet there's no need to do that. He has 500 million cash and equivalents. Yeah, 630 million cash on hand. They don't need to raise money at these prices. I would love to see them raise money, but at substantially higher prices for sure. But we'll see. Maybe the nomination of the new board of directors, that could cause a bit of a stir on the open market to pop these shares quite a bit. And from then you might or might not see an issuance of paper. I don't know. Very interesting. Here we go. Let's set a hard floor at 200, and then let's see what happens. There's no way GameStop would issue more stock. Was CNBC saying that? That would be suicide. No, CNBC is not saying anything about GameStop. I bought some VACQ today, right on. The most beneficial thing for GameStop shareholders is Ryan Cohen. DFV's thesis was based all on the fundamentals. He knew the squeeze was possible, but that was not his focus. It's management. It's this new management that's going to take over. Absolutely. 190.74 on GameStop right now. Let's see. So Christian is saying some people trying to buy GameStop are getting a warning that not enough shares are available. I don't understand that. I don't understand that comment. I cannot imagine anyone trying to buy stock in GameStop can't get stock in GameStop. That makes no sense to me, because then the market would be, there would be like a bid, let's say it's 190.50 bid, and there would be no offer, because if there's no offer, there's no stock available. But if there's an offer, that means there's stock available. So I don't understand that comment. It makes no sense to me at all. Jeff, I'm expecting a crazy day tomorrow, potential for a big short attack. We should see this begin around 8 a.m. in the morning pre-market if it happens, because of all the in-the-money calls. Is that your thinking? We'll be watching. Tomorrow's expiry day for options, because Friday is a holiday. OPEC will not cut production for another month. Unreliable source. Jay Ray, the 1-year chart on DSCB is insane. Cody, Drew, laughing out loud. KW, Nick, a 10-for-1 split would be a Christmas present for us. Yeah, that would really run things crazy. I think, Jessica, anyone here have the word on what was said at the GME meeting yesterday? Wasn't there an interview of some kind yesterday? Wasn't there? I haven't heard anything about that. Bruce, I love you, baby. Thank you. Thank you very much. Christian Source, anybody know? A 10-for-1 split at 5 to 600. Please, thank you. Laugh out loud. Say what? Jeff, DFV's call contract expires 60 days to the annual meeting, which is also the requirement for a share recount. This could be a moon catalyst. I'm not sure what that means, but we'll see what happens. Nice. Glad we cleared that up. I bought 2 GameStop today via TD Ameritrade. Broker, I mean, they cut off buying once before. April 16, right? Staple, stop spreading fake rumors about no available stocks. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I agree with that. I don't think there's anything on it. I don't think there's anything available. I'm sure it's fine. My guess is some brokers may not be allowing buys on margins or options on margin. Maybe. T-Bone, Uncle Bruce just sent you a snapshot of GameStop 197.91 at the close that did not register as a high to your Hotmail account. I just sent you that. I'm showing now on my last quote here. Let me just refresh it. The final trade on the New York Stock Exchange now shows 189.82, down 464, just under 190. That I find interesting. Volume 8.2 million is what I'm showing there. Interesting. Now, if I go over here to this email. And T-Bone here, second time I've seen a quick spike that did not register as a high close on GameStop with a trailing sell right behind it. Almost appears like the price is being suppressed. What are your thoughts? Yeah, there's that issue right there. I don't know what to make of that. Is that real or is that Memorex is the big question right now. We know the stock is 190.63 on the market right now. That much I do know. But I can't comment on there. I can't give you any kind of a, definitive ruling or comment on that. I have no idea what that is. It could just be a big, messed up software glitch. I don't know. Dober Mamba, when you described the new Jenna Owens hire, you described her getting shares. Where is she getting those from? From the Treasury. What happens is public companies every year for their annual meeting, one of the points of order that they will rule on is where the compensation committee and the board of directors will approve. The compensation committee will recommend, and the board of directors will approve the recommendation that a block of stock be set aside for employees for stock options. Now, a lot of you out there, or some of you out there, might actually work for companies that are publicly traded, and you have stock options through your employer, where if you use maybe 4% of your paycheck or 5% of your paycheck, your employer might match it or might double it, and you will buy stock in the company of the shares of the company you work for. And what the price you get them for is every company has its own rigmarole how they do it. But before the year begins, like before the next, during the annual meeting, they will vote a block of stock from the Treasury to be reserved just for this purpose. Now, the compensation committee might say to the board of members, the board of directors, look, we have 5,000 employees and everybody can buy stock in the company up to 10% of their salary if they wanted to. And the company is matching that, or 2-for-1 matching it. It's very generous. So we need to make sure that we have 1 million shares reserved from the treasury of the company, just in case everybody wants to participate in the deal, in the employee stock option program. These are slam dunk votes. The directors always say, yes, that's a great idea, because we pay the employees money, they pay tax on the money, and whatever's left over, they can put a portion of that into the treasury of our company. We'll match it with treasury money, house money, and give them paper for it. And so we're just juggling our own books in-house, but we're taking their payback, a portion of their paycheck back, and putting it into the treasury of the company. That's a wonderful deal. So we'll do that. Now, some companies will have a deal where they'll say, once a year, we will take all the money you've saved, every paycheck, and add our portion to it, whatever we're going to add to it, whatever that deal is. And whatever that amount of money is, we're going to now convert that money into stock in the company for each of our employees. And the deal is, and some of them are juicy, we will issue stock to you, in effect, sell stock to you at 10% below the lowest closing price of the year. You are the best buyer of stock all year long. So if the shares fluctuated, they started in January at $200 a share, went to $300 by June, went to $200 by July, and ended up at $250 again. You get them at 10% below the lowest price of the year. And how many dollars do you have? That's how many shares you get. This is a way for a company to get a lot of employees to want to do this deal. because their thinking is, if this is a money-making company and we're gaining market share and we're hiring all kinds of employees and we're getting, we're a growing company, I want stock. I want stock in this company because every year I get the low trade plus a 10% discount. This is a deal of deals. And then, of course, you as an employee can take that stock, and it might end up in your, in an account with the office, with the company. But then you could look at perhaps selling it, depending on when you can sell it. There are rules for that. You might be able to transfer it into a retirement account as a contribution, even though you're not selling the stock. There's all kinds of things that can happen here. And employees that stick around for 10 and 15 years, these folks who are maxing out the deal, putting in as much as they're allowed to put in, and the employer is matching or double matching. After 15 years, these folks have bought stock 15 years in a row at the lowest price every year, less 10%. They could be sitting on stock that is 10 times higher, on average, or 5 times higher than they've ever paid for it. And this is substantial money, because if you can put in up to 10% of your salary, and the employer puts in 20%, they double match you. That means 30% of your salary goes into the stock at the lowest price per share. And you do that every year for 15 years. And at the time you retire, the stock is 8 times more valuable than it ever was. You put in 30% of your salary is reflected in this. You have got a lot of money piled up here. This is what retirement is all about. And so there are public companies out there who really look after their employees with very, very generous stock option plans to show them you get the share in the wealth. This company makes more money. Our shares get more valuable. We are share priced focused management. And if the shares pay a dividend, then you earn dividend money every year you hold the stock as well. That is another form of retirement income coming your way. And when you retire, you don't have to sell the stock. You might sell some of the shares for tax purposes, but the rest you hold tax-free. And now you've got this dividend income coming in as long as the company keeps making money after you're gone. Very generous programs. And so that's how that works. So the shares for Jenna Owens are coming from the treasury of the company. For all executives, there's a block of stock every year reserved for management. They estimate how many shares we're going to need to satisfy our stock option program. And the directors always vote that through. That's where it comes from. Yep. And now Jenna is motivated that the stock go up, because she got I think she has a $9 million share option program set up for her from the employer. They're going to pay her $9 million in salary via stock based on the value of the shares 30 days prior to every anniversary of her option coming up. So she's motivated that as she acquires this stock, it go higher, because that makes her richer. So after 5 years, when she gets all that stock, she has it all. She has the equivalent of $9 million of stock given to her for her service. But what if the stock is worth $45 million now? So see what I'm saying? She's motivated that the stock be worth a lot more money. And you folks out there can buy and sell it all the way along while she's working away to build the company value. Yeah, that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to see. Okay, there you go. Let's see what else is going on. Yep, this is the closing price of the stock, $189.82. That is correct. I talked about that. Bruce, GameStop is not showing that. How did they change that? This can be done easily up to an hour after the market. There are specialists who will do a final audit on all trades, and they will determine the final pricing, and that's the end of that. So that can happen. DFW has 50,000 $12 calls for April 12th. Interesting, Jessica. DFV's contract is for 4/16, right? Everyone says he will exercise. Andrew, scientists discover X-rays blasting out of Uranus. Someone's trying to get me again. It changed on Webull too. This is true. This price has changed. Let's go. Do you think the market will drop tomorrow because long weekend will start the new quarter? I don't know. Options expire tomorrow and next Friday, and there could be a quiet day tomorrow, long weekend. There could be a crazy hectic day tomorrow. Biden talks tonight. Biden speaks. $2.3 trillion stimulus program or infrastructure. that the Wall Street boys could be all over certain stocks first thing in the morning tomorrow. There could be 40, 50 public companies really active tomorrow in anticipation of major government work. The checks don't bounce from the U.S. Treasury. They don't bounce. Interesting. Let's see what's going to happen. Okay. Thank you. All right. It's been fun today. Good to see a little volume. Have a great day, y'all. Cav, you take care, buddy. You hang in there, man. Let's see what else is going on here. Did you read everything? Did you read everything short post on Reddit? I can't read everything on Reddit. Some of these posts that I see are 50 pages long, and I've got half an hour to get a rest and get ready for a show and eat something. I just don't have the time. Now, sometimes there's a paragraph that I'll catch, or I'll catch a key, recap. I read that as much as I can. I do everything I can to stay on top of the story, but sometimes, folks, you are ahead of me, and that just is the way it is. Marcus, we're going to see you. Marcus, thank you for that. I just saw that pop in there, and we will do our session for sure. Okay, who else? What else is going on here? What will happen with Keith Gill on the 16th of April? He has these call contracts. Will it increase the price of GameStop or decrease the price of GameStop? I think he has calls for 50,000 shares. If he has the right to buy 50,000 shares of GameStop, and it could be a $12 contract, it's a very low price. He needs to come up with $600,000. Am I right on that? Yeah, he needs to come up 60 grand to buy the stock, which he'll have no problem doing because he can probably even use margin in his account to do this. He will be forcing the seller of that call contract to deliver 50,000 shares on settlement, which I think is the next Tuesday. The contract expires on the Friday. Then on Tuesday, he has to be given the stock. 48-hour settlement, as far as I know. If that's a naked call, if those are naked calls, 50,000 shares of buying will have to be done in the open market. Will it move the market to 1,000 a share? No. Can it move the market 15, 20 bucks? Maybe. How many others are maturing and being called in the same day? That's the question. How many shares are going to be exercised at this low price where the buyers have to buy stock on the open market to the tune of how many millions of shares? That's what we want to know. And we seem to be being told that there could be 55 million shares called in. I don't know if that's true, but there's a lot. And so we'll see what happens. It could be a whole lot of fun. Anyway, there you go, guys. That would be rather interesting. What else is going on here? Let's see. Thank you, everybody. Kyle Goldthwait, this is a GameStop-based stream. Well, we try to cover everything, but there's sometimes certain stocks kind of dominate the show because a lot of you own this stuff. And there's a lot happening here, a ton happening behind the scenes. 189.82 last trade, 189.99 on the last trade on the New York Exchange, 189.99 last trade on the aftermarket. Not much happening there. All right. Okay. Any more comments that we need to read about here? Not much. For real. Let's see. I worked at a company that had an ESPP, a stock program, get a 15% discount from the lowest price over 6 months. Stock was trading around 175 a share, and I was buying at 40 bucks, no lie, because it was 15% down from the low trade, and that ended up being 40 bucks, and the stock was 175. That's an employer you don't leave. That's an employer you never quit. Those are the kind of guys that keep their employees around for years because these employees get very wealthy. Yes, that's why you want to, absolutely max out all you can on these stock option programs. Thank you, Bruce. Appreciate the market perspective. What should we expect for more SPAC stock picks from Bruce? You just stick around. I'm keeping my eyes open, and when I find one I like, I'll let you in on it. I get tons of them sent to me. People send me all the time. How about this one? How about this one? How about this one? But from time to time, I'll see one that I kind of like a lot about it, and I'll mention it to you. Remember, if you are a member of this channel, you will from time to time receive alerts, member alerts only about specific stocks that I'm following. I might be adding to my pick list. There might be stocks that I'm warning you to stay away from. You may get alerts from me as a member of this channel. Membership has its privileges. And so if you want to be involved and want to be aware of what we're talking about 1 or 2 days before I reveal my news to the world, become a member, and you'll enjoy the inside tips on what's going on. And that's why I thank you all for becoming members. I try to pay you back somehow for the membership. It's a $10 a month commitment on your part if you're in the US. So it's $120 a year. So if I can find you a stock that you can buy 100 shares of, and you can make $3 a share on the trade, that's a $300 gain. That's more than you're paying to be here, to hang out with these beautiful people that you're now associated with. So Tony got the message. I got to become a member. What am I doing? I'm an idiot. I got to be a member of this guy's channel. I mean, geez, he's going to talk to me about stocks to avoid, and whenever he's got a new pick, of course, I got to become a member of this guy's channel. What am I thinking watching this guy not doing that? I mean, come on. And now, Tony, you get to use emojis. All the emojis we got going, a ton of them here. You get to use the emojis left, right, and center, like these gorilla emojis that are being popped up right now. There you go. I work for a publicly traded company, and the stock program has kept me here for years. I'm annually issued stock that vests in 3 years. Believe me, I want the stock to go up too. Yeah, man. Exactly. A $9.99 not to watch CNBC. That's the price you pay to be here, to not watch CNBC. Is it worth it? Do you not get 25 commercials an hour bombarding you? I would imagine. In any event, I appreciate all of you who have joined this channel and are following me, and happy that you're enjoying the use of emojis and you're enjoying the company of these wonderful people here, and you're appreciating what I can bring to the table. And look, I hope you make a ton of money on stock. Any stock that I recommend to you or I find that you might want to look into, I hope you make a ton of money. 1,800 thumbs ups have come in so far, 57 on the downside. Looks like about a 60-to-1 ratio between thumbs ups and thumbs downs. And if you can keep those thumbs ups coming in, folks, if you can nail that thumbs up button right now, we could maybe get to 2,500 thumbs ups here right away. We could make this go even better. Thank you. Looks like it's like a 30-to-1, isn't it? 30 up, yeah, 30-to-1 ratio up to down. And this morning we were doing 60-to-1. So if you're able to give me some thumbs ups here, help me out. Pop that thumbs number way up, the up number, and let's build that ratio more in our favor. Right now, there's 1,900 now that are in here. 100 just came in. Thank you, everybody. Hit the thumbs up button as hard as you can, as quick as you can. Let's drive that ratio much higher in the thumbs up direction. Thank you all so much for following me and supporting me. Pickcomb, new member. Here's someone else who's now going to start getting the odd alert about stock picks and stocks to avoid. Well done. Thank you for placing your faith in me, and I will attempt to more than reward you for your efforts. I appreciate this, guys. Fantastic. Pickcomb, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. It's fantastic, guys. All of you, so much appreciated. Thank you. All right, there you go. We're down to the last, what are we down now? About 23 minutes to go in this show, and I will be done for the day here. There might be a video tonight. There might not. We've got stuff we're cooking up, working on some things. We keep you posted. Again, thank you, all of you, for all of your support today. Adam, oh man, Adam, thank you. Welcome aboard, Adam. You're a new member, and now you will be appraised of what's happening from time to time. You'll get what you'll get is through YouTube. You will get like an email alert. Make sure you hit the bell notification icon on my channel when you subscribe to it. If you could, please subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon, and make sure your telephone allows messages in. If you're using your iPhone, make sure you have the settings set up that you allow alerts in from YouTube to your phone. Sometimes you don't get my messages, or you don't get any messages. Like I'll do an alert that I'm going live in an hour, and I'll pop that out there. You should be getting these alerts that I am going live. If you've hit the bell notification icon, you know he's going live. But if you're not getting them and you've hit that bell notification icon, or you are a member and you're not getting notifications when I mentioned that we just did one a half an hour ago, that kind of a thing, then double check your settings on your phone or your tablet and make sure that you're allowing these messages through. Sometimes your phones will have a security feature that will block certain apps from delivering you messages, and you have to make sure that you allow YouTube messages into your phone. Okay, so keep an eye open for that, so that we can I can get you these special member alerts from time to time, because that could be quite lucrative for you, and it'll, I'm certain, will more than pay for the cost of being a member of this channel, more than that. So thank you, everybody, for joining in, piling in, and becoming part of the show. John Van is here, welcoming new members. Way to go, John. Appreciate you being here too, buddy. Wizards Laugh It. Later, man. Wizard Owl, being there, Morristown, Jersey. Good people. Talk soon. Opa. Welcome new folks. JJ Gunn, smiling. Thank you, guys. Where are we at now? We've got, let me double check here. We now have, where am I? Here I go. 2,000 thumbs ups. Thank you, guys. 2,000 thumbs up, 60 thumbs down. So we're just over the 30-to-1 mark. We're about 33-to-1 on the up versus down market right now on the ratio. If you can get those thumbs ups over 2,500, we will be at 40-to-1. And that would be terrific. 40-to-1, 50-to-1. That helps the analytics of this channel. And computers in YouTube land will send more people our way every time I go live. And that's what we want. The more people that follow this channel will be aware of what's going on with GameStop and what they should be aware of. Anyway, thank you, everybody, for all of you being here. I appreciate that. It's nice of you to say hi to me and pop by, and Jen loves it. She's just amazing. Bruce, let's get some poker going here. Pretend today you had $1 million to invest and even sloppily played the DSC CB Shark. If you didn't make $1 million in profit without shorting, no business being here. There you go. We have Wally's World, much appreciated. Did you follow Fletch reports? And does anyone see level 2? Someone put 1 million on ask. I don't know what that means. Toby Rich is in the house. Toby has become a member of this channel because Toby knows I got to be a member of this channel. I gotta be a member of this guy, because he's going to come up with stock tips from time to time. I got to know what he's talking about. I got to be in the know. Why should I wait days when everyone else has already made their move? I'm the last guy to the party. I can't be that. I can't be uncool. Toby has got to be cool. He's got to be part of the winning team. Toby, welcome to the channel. Thank you very much. Where you go? Douglas, I watched an episode of your live show about traveling. I love how you give the same enthusiastic performance, even if the amount of watchers is low. Well, on the other channel, I go live Monday nights for 2 shows, Friday for 1 show. And when I'm on Friday night for the trivia show, we only have a handful of people over there. I mean, less than 60, maybe less than 50. And so I'm pulling out trivia questions. There's only 50 people that you're competing against to get some answers in. But we have a lot of fun over there. I mean, everybody is talking to everybody else. It's just a big old hangout. It's fantastic. We're so used to it now. It's been years that I've been doing this over there. And I'm so comfortable talking to you guys. This channel is quickly resembling the TWB family in how folks are getting along with each other. There's the usuals. There's Norm. Norm is here, like in Cheers, and the whole familiarity thing is falling into place, and I'm thrilled about this. Dan the man is in the house. Don't be messing with this channel. Dan is here, backing me up. Thanks, Dan, for being here and becoming a member of this group. Make sure to use your emojis all you want, buddy. This is fantastic. And also Gavin is here. Gavin, how you doing, man? Thank you, Gavin, for becoming a member as well. Appreciate that. You are my newest, greatest member of this channel. And so I appreciate you popping in and joining up with the gang. Fantastic. All I ever wanted to be was cool. That's all I ever wanted. Bruce is a showman. Welcome, new apes. Any comment on the new recent volume trends? We had a quiet time about 10 days ago. Then we got active for a few days a little while ago, and now we're quiet again. And the stock is at 189, 190 a share. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. This stock is starting to get entrenched. It is starting to settle in, and it might get harder and harder to move it around, if it gets used to hanging around these prices. And or if this company brings out any kind of news with those 8 potential directors, even if you mention 1 or 2 at a time, that's fine with me. Take a full month to tell us who they are. Give us 2 a week for a month. That'd be great. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, tell us the new director. We'll just tease this market into just a complete hype, because if you can bring in a Wall Street type banker as a director, and maybe bring in a Microsoft director as a director, bring in maybe bring in a highfalutin lawyer from New York, Wall Street specialist. Oh my gosh! I mean, the sky's the limit. Bring in Elon Musk as a director. How about that? How about Elon Musk as a director of GameStop? How about Mark Cuban as a director of GameStop? Don't think either would do it, but wouldn't that be something? Or their lieutenants, a lieutenant of Musk, a lieutenant of Cuban, a senior, connection to Microsoft because of their relationship, tightening relationship. I mean, my gosh, you show me some directors of oomph like this, and the street will go nuts. I mean, the street will go crazy. Kramer on CNBC will just be going, look at the directors these guys have now. I mean, look at these, the army, the arsenal of power that is on the board of GameStop. Oh, man, this guy Cohen is attracting the heavy hitters here. Yeah, you put a board of directors together that can rival any other company out there that's doing billions in sales, tens and hundreds of billions in sales. I mean, you're talking about something. Don't forget, this little old GameStop company, you guys have to realize that, they very easily can do 15, 20 billion in sales, very easily going forward. This is not like a startup that has never had cash flow before. This company's been around a while. And if directors out there, potential directors being approached by Cohen and his team, get the sense that I could become a director of a company that in the next 2 years could push 20 to 30 billion in sales, and then 2 or 3 years after that push 30 to 50 billion a year in sales, why wouldn't I want to be a director of this company? Why wouldn't I? Why not? Because directors get stock options. You betcha. There's all kinds of upside to be a director of these companies, all kinds of it. And if it's a stock deal, look, if they call me up and say, you want to be a director of this company, in theory, and I'm able to acquire 100,000 shares a year of this company to be a director as an option, and I have a 5-year window to exercise my option, and it's locked into the current price of the stock, and I got 5 years to, now I'm 65, maybe a little older, but if I were 50, that kind of an offer coming at me as a 50-year-old, oh man, that is huge. And every year it's 100,000 more. So after 5 years of being director, I have access to 500,000 shares of GameStop at prices from 150 to whatever up to, and it's trading now at 2,000 a share. Yeah, I'd want to be a director of GameStop. Oh yeah, and so they might have no trouble attracting talent. They might have no trouble attracting people who want to become a director. I don't know. I'm just speculating with you. I'm just asking. I'm just asking. What do you think, Peter? Bruce, what do you think about Pfizer stock? Not so sure. I don't know. I don't know the fundamentals of the company. I don't follow the drug sector very closely, so I can't give you a definitive response. Although the drug that Pfizer has issued seems to be working well. That much I do know. Claire became a YouTube member. Claire, you're my greatest member, and I'm assuming you're a female. That photo definitely tells me you're a female. That's you. You're a female. Claire, welcome to welcome to Stock Markets with Bruce. Your Uncle Bruce thanks you very much for joining, and you are more than welcome to enjoy the emojis we have. and visit with our friends here. And there are a lot of other ladies who've joined in lately. We got a lot of gals. I think today we may have had, for a while today, we had just as many ladies joining as men today. It was really great to see that. Jen was thrilled, really happy. Jen is really thrilled with this. So thank you for adding to my female quotient of members to this channel. I really, really appreciate that you're here, and I hope you are enjoying the shows and finding them informative, and you like what you're hearing and all that good stuff. I appreciate you being here. Legend, thanks, BB. Thank you guys, all of you, so much for coming in here and hanging out with me. KW, look, hypothetically speaking, could RC be CEO and a board member? Yeah, he could be. I mean, there are chief executive officers and chairman of the boards out there. Yeah. I don't know if he's going to do that, but he might. He could be the chairman of the board. He might not have either role. He might just be a director. He just stays back, and he's the director. He's got all the votes that he wants. He's now got 8 fellow directors who are all loyal to him and want to work with him and share his vision, share his drive and passion to take this company to a level that no one would have thought a year or two ago could ever have been achieved. Yeah, he might be. He might have some really powerful people joining him. Could be very interesting. Ross, keep up the good work, Captain. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Love it. Love all of your kind words and being here. Welcome, Claire. Of course, we're welcoming you, Claire, to the club. Nice to have you here. Fantastic, fantastic, guys. We're hanging right in there. We got about 10 minutes to go, and I'm going to shut this show down as we finish the first hour of the aftermarket together. 190 or so on the GameStop. 189, 190 apparently is where we're at. Volume 54,000 shares. Nothing going on in the aftermarket. Very quiet, very calm. That's what we have in the aftermarket, 190.87. And that's it. That's what we've got. Let's go. And welcome, Claire, from Robert as well. That's great. New members coming in. Thank you all. We have got not a bad show going on here. We've had over 14,000 of you here already watching this show. Not bad for a quiet afternoon, and I appreciate that. We've had 2,100 thumbs ups come in so far for this show, 62 on the downside, and I appreciate the ratio building on the plus side versus minus side. Thank you for that. Keep those thumbs ups coming in, guys. Hit them hard, and let's build that number up as high as we can, as quick as we can. Thank you. 190.80 on the stock. We'll see what it wants to do the last few minutes before I shut down the show and get some rest. Jeff is in the house. We got a new member, brand new member. Jeff is here. How you doing, man? Thank you for signing up and joining. I say cheers to you, Jeff, and everyone else who became a member today, and all of you who are subscribers and followers, and of course you beautiful people out there who are picking up Redbubble items from me. I do want to thank somebody who gave me another heads up today. Apparently there's some more counterfeit pretenders, imposters, trying to be me to get you to buy this from people not me. You've got to keep an eye when you're going to Redbubble. If you're going to go to Redbubble and pick up an item, make sure you link to the Redbubble store through my channel, and make sure when you're on that Redbubble store that you see my name on the bottom. It's probably going to say Bruce Frommert, or it's going to say Stock Markets with Bruce, or Traveling with Bruce, something like that. And if you're really on my homepage, Redbubble page, you will see probably 40 different logos, 40, of which 3 or 4 are this channel, and a whole bunch are the Traveling with Bruce mugs. You can see a bunch of those, along with the shirts and the hoodies and all kinds of items. So make sure you're in the right page, because the pretenders are probably only showing off this. They might be showing off this one over here, the stock market one here. Not sure if they're showing off this one or not, the GameStop with Uncle Bruce, but make sure you're utilizing our Redbubble store. We will be notifying Redbubble this afternoon again that we think there are fakers out there, imposters, and they get rid of them pretty quickly. So thank you, all of you, for supporting this channel on Redbubble. I appreciate it a lot. Peter, you're one of a kind. I mean, I'm not interested in what somebody thinks about the market crash. If he was 13 when the last crash happened. Yeah, 1987. I was 32 years old, and the Dow Jones dropped 22% in one day. 22%. That's like the Dow right now dropping. Where are we at now? Almost 33,000 is the market right now. So 22% of that would be over 7,000 points in one day. I'm certain that the current people on these cable network, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves if the market dropped 7,000 points in one day. I don't think they'd be able to handle it. They'd be shaking on the air. They'd be just going, "Oh my God, the market's dropped 7,000 points." But that's what I experienced, a 22% drop in one day on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And it was down like 8%. And we thought, well, that's the bottom. Now we're down 10. Oh, gosh, an hour later, that's got to be the bottom. Now we're down 13%. Oh, my goodness. How low can this go? It kept going. It just kept going. And there was no recovery. Even in the last 5 minutes, no recovery of the market. Was still going down, down, down. Today, they have circuit breakers. And they will halt trading if it goes too far too fast and give buyers time to assemble bids. And then they'll open it up, and then they'll halt it again with another circuit breaker, and they'll constantly do that. But yeah, at age 32, I lived through the 22% one-day drop in the Dow Jones Industrial under President Ronald Reagan, the greatest president that business ever knew. Yeah, right. He was a president during the biggest calamity ever to hit the Dow Jones. And, we as brokers, we were just shaking our heads at these guys because it was a Republican Party in office. And so many of those guys were so inept. It was unbelievable. The guy who knew what he was doing was George Bush, the father, the next president. George knew what to do. He had a sensible head on his shoulders. I don't know. It was a lot better under George. But the winner of the presidential economic sweepstakes, Bill Clinton. And I'll tell you why. It wasn't because of Bill Clinton's policies. It was because Bill Clinton followed through on George Bush's policies, because that had been passed by the Congress and the Senate when Bush was president. That's why he lost re-election. And then Clinton kept all those programs in place and kept running with them. And the amazing thing about the U.S. economy during Bill Clinton's presidency, that in the last 3 years, at least 3 years that Clinton was president, at least the last 3 years, the U.S. government was running a surplus every year for 3 years in a row. It was the last time it ever happened. And the government was making so much money in taxation, bringing so much in, paying down the national debt because bonds were maturing, and 20 billion in bonds would mature, and the government would just pay off 10 of it and only borrow 10 billion. And then the next week, more bonds would mature from 30 years earlier, and this would be the 1960s, and all those bonds would be paid off with cash the government had. And it got to the point where the United States government stopped issuing 30-year bonds. The Treasury said, we're not issuing any more 30-year notes. We're only issuing 2s, 5s, and 10s, no 30-year notes. We don't need the money. And pension funds were going, this is screwing us up. We need 30 years of interest. This is screwing us up. And the government said, tough. We don't need the money. Buy 10-year notes every 10 years. Don't come crawling to us. We're not going to keep printing money for you. Well, that changed. The next president, George Jr., didn't have his father's smarts and his father's common sense. And George and the boys quickly ran up deficit spending, just like all Republicans do. And that budget got blown out of the water within 2 years of Georgie Boy running that show. And, of course, 9/11 happened, and it just went into the tank. And the American deficit went ballistically stupid, and they started issuing 30-year notes again. Government needs 30, has been doing it ever since. And I'll tell you, it was unbelievable. I was impressed. I thought, wow, the United States government for like 4 years, 3 years, was actually paying off its debt year after year after year. And there were screams from the Democrats, let's spend this money. And the president's going, we can't spend this money. We got all this debt from the 1950s we're still paying off. We can't do that. And so they were paying down their obligations. So that stopped. With the next Republican president put a stop to that silliness. We're not going to do that. Are you kidding? We're Republicans. We're not going to. Are you kidding me? The Hayworth is in the house. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel, Hayworth. Nice to see you here. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate this so much, guys. Yes, sir, kids. That was the last time that it was a Democrat in the White House and the government ran a surplus. And I think George inherited a surplus, and within 6 months, he had blown it out of the water. And then in the second term, he passed tax cuts like you couldn't believe to ensure there would never be a surplus again under that administration. And then by the time Obama took over, he got what George left him, which was a bloody nightmare, the housing crash and broken economy and bailouts, and Democrats were being blamed for it. Obama had to bail out the economy with $700 billion in emergency borrowing, and it was all the Democrats' fault. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. And then for years, the Republicans wouldn't let the Democrats spend any money because we have a deficit, We got to pay down the deficit. It's just too much fun. It's just too much fun, kids. What can I say? Anyway, there you have it. Thank you all for being here. I was in kindergarten when Clinton was in office. Wow, Reagan said that? Reagan. Oh, my gosh, Reagan. Be sure to keep us abreast until with Michael Riley. Chris, thank you for your donation. I know you know more about GOP ineptitude than most Americans. Bravo. I was in the business, man. I was in the business following all this, and we were in Canada. We were running surpluses. Canada ran a surplus for I think 10 straight years in the 90s. 10 straight years, even into the 2000s. And the last election, when Trudeau became prime minister 6 years ago, Harper, the existing prime minister, tried to run for another term, and his shtick was, we're going to have a $10 billion surplus next year. We're going to keep paying down the debt. Trudeau came in and said, we're going to run a $10 billion deficit and give money to Canadians in need. And he got elected. And the deficit was $30 billion. It wasn't 10. It went from a 10 billion surplus to a 30 billion deficit. Canada now is running $350 billion annual deficits right now with this virus. Trudeau is spending like you cannot believe. It's unbelievable. And conservatives are going, what do you got to do? Like, what do we have to do? Canadians just don't care. And that's just it. Most of the public don't care. They couldn't give a darn because they know I'm not here forever. The debt will be paid by the next generation. It happens to be your children and your grandchildren. But, those snotty-ass kids, they can pay the deficit down. I'm going to live my life. Oh, too much fun. Anyway, there you go. What can I say? Thank you, everybody, for being here. And thank you for seeing me today. Thank you for becoming members today. All of you have become members. I am really appreciative of that. Thank you for your kind words and everything else. Can't become Republican. I care about kids' futures too much. The best Reagan movie is Point Blank. Thank you, guys. Have a pleasant evening. We'll see you tomorrow morning, 1 hour before the opening. Budget advisor Reagan Stockman said that we won the Cold War because the USSR went broke first. It was close. That's true. America outspent the Soviets, but America didn't stop spending. It was crazy. Unbelievable. Good night, you snotty kids. Good night, you snotty kids. My friend Bruce, Point Break. Nice. Thank you, guys. Nighters, everybody. Thank you, Sharon. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. GameStop 190.56. That's where it's at right now. It's kind of a calm after hour. We'll see what's going on. Sarah, thank you and good night. Thank you and good night and good luck. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 hour before the open. Okay, bye.